We all know that living and working in space changes your perspective on the planet. The news is it also changes the DNA inside your cells. I'm Aaron Freeman, an excitable ape, with today's dose of science-y optimism. Mark and Scott Kelly are identical twin brothers and both astronauts. Twin studies are often fascinating, but this one even more so because it involved Scott Kelly spending 340 days in low Earth orbit aboard the International Space Station. NASA geneticists wanted to see how spending that much time in microgravity might affect the DNA of Scott Kelly relative to his brother Mark. The experiment involved a part of the human genome called telomeres. Human DNA gets organized into chromosomes. At the end of those chromosomes rest sections of DNA called telomeres. They are classically described as being like the little plastic tips at the ends of shoelaces. When we are conceived, our telomeres consist of about 15,000 base pairs. By the time we are born, 9 months later, enough cell division has occurred that the number is down to about 10,000. As we age and more cells divide, the telomere count shrinks. Once the number of telomeric base pairs gets down to about 5,000, you be dead. There is nothing we can do to slow the destruction of our telomeres. Unhealthy lifestyles, smoking, stress, obesity can speed up telomere destruction, but nothing can slow it down. One of the hypotheses of this particular experiment was that Scott Kelly's time in the stressful environment of the International Space Station would speed up the destruction of his telomeres and possibly, to some extent, shorten his life. The good news is that hypothesis was wrong. It turns out that in addition to the known effects of extended space life, such as gaining height and losing the calluses on your feet such that they go floating away, the telomeres on Scott Kelly's chromosomes lengthened, which, if the telomere death clock hypothesis is correct, could mean someone who spent a whole lot of time in space could have lengthened telomeres and a theoretically longer life. The less good news is that, like the increased height space travelers experience, Scott Kelly's lengthened telomeres shrunk back to the size of his brother's within a couple of days of his returning to Earth. It is well understood that the faster one travels, the slower time moves. If your telomeres are lengthening and time is moving more slowly for you, who knows what implications that might have for a 9-month Mars mission or a 20-year Saturn mission or an even longer time spent in the microgravity of low Earth orbit. I told this story to my buddy Jeff as I was preparing this video, and his response was typical and understandable. He said, if NASA announced that spending time in microgravity instead of making your telomeres longer made your penis longer, space travel would be funded without restriction indefinitely. Thank you immensely much for watching, beloved sibling. My life may not be longer because you watched, but it is certainly richer and more gratitude-filled. I make new, science-y, optimistic videos every Monday through Friday. If you enjoyed this one, please like it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share with someone you know who might themselves enjoy some science-y optimism. I am Aaron Freeman. I am an excitable ape, and I do hope you have the time of your life as you continue to science the day.